angry queen with the warden charge into the thrower. So we're gonna dive in and see how today's attacks are going to be. So here we go, guys, on to another strategy here for you, and today we're gonna actually have Roble attacking with some of his, like, I would say, entry points, which is very interesting to the meta right now. So he's going in with the Angry Jelly on the Queen. Now, unfortunately, the Signal Inferno locked on, but he's also using the Warden. Now, this means if the Queen targets the defenses, the Warden will follow those defenses. Now, this is a safer method to basically RC charge without actually investing too many spells. Still, you're gonna invest a lot, obviously, like combining with the invisibility. Sometimes you need to use, sometimes I've seen people wall break and actually like go in to try to get more value with a rage spell. They are good, but you know, you are losing out on a few spells. So let's see what Roble does. Now, a nice activation on the invisibility. Is he going to recall? Yes, he is. Let's see what he does, because the funnel is decently set, but it's not too well. As you can see, what he got with the funnel was like the lower part of the base. So now he can like send his king to the top side and then send everything down the middle and just hope for the best. Now, for the equipments, he's using the double gem on the Warden, Queen regular equipment, King obviously, even though he's on the outside, sometimes he might go inside, so he's still using the Earthquake Boost, and for the RC, Hawk Puppet is his choice. Now, going into the base, one thing you need to make sure that your throwers don't get too many splash damage, otherwise it's gonna be bad because you don't have a Warden ability. So just watch out in that part. Let's see how he goes through the base, man. It's insane amount of damage here, and two of these towers. He's trying to freeze one so they don't both get activated together, and then throwers will go crazy. So at least one of them got activated at the point and then another one at another time. So this way troops stay inside the core. A nice touch of the RC through the left side. This is where obviously now he can just crush through this back end town hall, which usually isn't really as toxic anymore because there is no town hall poison. Just watch out, keep some headhunters, and of course you can like manage to get through the back end, but obviously throwers can really reach a lot of compartments due to the recent like base building stuff with the town hall 17. No one really builds a base regarding throwers, so if your queen doesn't reach certain stuff, don't worry, the throwers can actually reach it. And honestly, there was no even time issues, because as you saw from the beginning, the attack started like 2 minute 30-ish, so he had like 30 seconds, even though the throwers are considered one of the more slower troops. But let's dive into the second attack. Up next, obviously, we have to mention the Invis Rage bases, because a lot of people actually, like, whenever they switch strategies, Supercell tend to give them this type of base or just weird bases, and you're like, oh my god, I can't really know what to do. So let's see what Roble does. Obviously, he's gonna go in with the Wallbreaker, Queen, and the Warden. He going in with the early poison because the Client Castle is on this side. They've actually adjusted the base in a bit, so this defense is better for the Wizard Towers on that other side. So I think like for the Broom Witches, that is probably the case. But for the Queen, let's see how much he's looking for. It's important to know, does he want to go and grab the scatter shot, or is he gonna just recall right after here? He's actually taking down the Ice Golems, which is good. Is he gonna take the other one? I don't. Okay, nice invisibility, so the Queen can retarget, but the Angry Jelly is done. Now the Queen retarget, but he's gonna recall her because otherwise it would be too long of a Queen and Warden charge. Now, from the other side, you can see why he chose this side, because the Fire Splitter is actually one of them at least targeting you. If he would have gone into this area, there will be two of the Fire Splitters targeting you. So this is a little key point. Nice wall breakers. He's going to try to double wall break, try to open up the town hall right after he opens this area. Where is his other wall break? I actually didn't see it. Where did he go? I think he dropped two, but still. Headhunters is usually for like enemy king and the minion prince. The other heroes, obviously your queen, king, royal champion, and the throwers will get. And due to the throwers having such a long range, they will always reach this core no matter how far it is from the outside. Even if you don't have Wallbreaker or the king ability, they will at least take down a town hall and move on. Let's see what happens now. Now obviously Warden died, very unfortunate. RC getting added usually whenever the king is like on the surrounding, Sometimes the king might die. Sometimes in this case he might want to stay, like keep him alive. For the back end, he has a jump spell. He usually, as you saw, sometimes he goes with early jump, but then that means obviously later on he would be struggling a bit. Sometimes the king ability, just in this case, opens the walls. And for the throwers, honestly, they're just getting values. They're crushing the major defenses, and the RC doesn't necessarily have to go so many major defenses on the back end. Now, I don't know with that jump spell, I wish it would have been better, so it would have actually give the king access to the other layers too if he would have placed better. But I guess Roble is just like me, so he's not like pro in every strategy. He's like, sometimes people tend to kind of not know how to use certain spell because they're using other strategies. Now, RC obviously here, some people may be like, well, maybe the rocket spear would have been way better in these scenarios. I kind of agree. So if you like to go with the rocket spear on the RC, I personally think it just works better in the meta, just because you can stay back, the troops go forward, you can stay behind the king, the RC doesn't have to like go into so much damage, and the hogs usually tend to die too quickly due to a lot of major defenses and splash defenses. So yeah, that would be it. Let's move on to the third hit. Up next, he's gonna be attacking a box space with a double rage, so a lot of heavy damage. Let's see what he does. Some people may think, well, he might go into one of the rage towers with the wall breaker and try to get it with his own rage spell or something, like with multiple invisibilities. But look at this, it's a very good plan in general. So what he does is Ice Golem, wall breaker, Queen, and the Warden with the healers. Notice he's not dropping all the healers because you technically can't recall them all at once if you have two heroes with obviously two pets down. And don't forget, when the angry jelly is controlling your hero, it does not count as a troop, so it doesn't count as a pet to get recalled. So if you wish to, you can recall your heroes quickly and have all the healers. That way you are able to have that extra healer inside the attack. It's a little tip for the angry jelly. Now once he grabbed the right side, as you can see right here, made the base into half, he has a nice angle to go into this area of the base, and obviously into the base there is a lot of damage. Let's see how he handles it. Now this is a very nice little area, whereas they have a Tesla and some trash buildings, and the troops are going outwards, so they're not actually going inside where he wanted them. So he's gonna adjust to that with a jump spell. Obviously a lot of heroes inside the core. This space is clearly designed to grab those broom witches and kind of crush them, but still, King with the earthquake doing nice job. And as you can see again, the RC just helps narrow down what the king and the army couldn't get at the same side. He's not dropping RC on the right hand side alone by herself. He's trying to move the RC with the army. Obviously, whenever you are like running out of stuff in the core, you can always pop the Queen ability. Sometimes you can pop it early. For the people who don't have both magic mirrors and the action figure maxed out, maybe you don't even have one of them, you can actually use the healer puppet instead of anyone. So you can use healer puppet and giant, which is the action figure. That way I would suggest you to pop the Queen ability right at the beginning of entry, so you get extra healers, and the giant will help you out a lot inside the core. And also, if you don't have, for example, the giant action figure, you can use the healers with the Queen, but that way you can use the mirror inside the base. So don't pop it at the beginning because you just lose on the queens. And yeah, very nice attack in general by Robo, and overall I would say this army is very good. It's very viable in the meta. You can use it, you will get good results, and that's generally something that to be considered of. Some people might be bored of other armies, so this one is definitely one of the best I've personally seen, and it's really nice at the entry points with the Queen and the Warden charge. Now let's move on to another hit. Now, we didn't see too many town hall dives, obviously, and Robo on this attack is trying to show you in a friendly challenge that it's also possible to dive right into the town hall with poison towers, with like crusher mortars and sweepers against you. So on this attack, he's just simply going to walk the Queen inside this area like this, just like that, so he gets some value. This will divide the base into a nice path through the town hall, and don't forget the throwers can actually reach these defenses that are against the Queen. because the throwers have one tile extra. As I told you, no one is really building for throwers. This inferno can be reached from the outside, you know, this inferno can be reached from the outside. Actually, this one can't, actually, it's too deep. But yeah, let's go into the base, and the things that he can reach is insane. Like, even from this compartment he can reach the town hall. So the throwers are just a fun troop. I think they need a buff to be more in the meta, and a bit maybe faster. Like, I remember back in the day super witches were really slow, so people weren't using them, so they got a buff and become faster with the rage. Maybe something like that could happen with the throwers. Nice funnel by the king, a bit delayed with the skeleton spell and not really the perfect placement because it's in front of the scatter shot and the multi inferno, but he's kind of stuck on the ice golems. Now he's finally free, going to go into the base, and he's waiting on the jump spell. This is another key point. He didn't want to jump too early because he didn't know exactly where the throwers would go. That way, now he's sure we're getting a nice split into the core with the RC. Again, another place where the king couldn't fully get, so she's just simply getting added. And thankfully there was no giant bombs on that side, because usually, you know, people try to bait these two sides of the town hall. Overall, he has a lot of troops with 3 queens and the giant. RC still looking healthy. He got 1 extra invisibilities. Usually when you see your king dies too early or the throwers are starting to die out, try to keep your spells for the RC. It will definitely help you out to get through the back end a lot more easier, and you would have a lot more safer approach to those back ends. Sometimes there could be a lot of skeleton traps, sometimes like this there could be few Teslas. It's overall a very good army, as I said, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously the link of the army will be down below in the description, and let us know like what else you want to see on the channel, because obviously we're here trying to bring you as many variety of strategies and bases. And obviously it's event, and soon we will have the event troops batch too, so make sure you stay on the Blueprint channel. We'll bring you all the strategies necessary for those event troops, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you soon in the future. Take care and peace.